Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong, and I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Season 4 of the Owlet Tournament. I am your host and colorcaster, Misfit, and I am joined in the booth tonight by Sempra. We've got a great game for you. A bit of a Stage 1 semifinals rematch between Paradise Tempest and Crusaders, so we're very, very excited to be able to bring this one to you. Special props to Juggle God, who's filling in as a producer tonight. It is his first time producing, so please go easy on him in Twitch chat. But yes, I am very excited for this map. How are we doing tonight, Sempra?
Good. I'm excited for this match. It's an interesting match. It's a very interesting match.
Wow, very very insightful take for us, Sunfra. Yes, no, there is a lot to talk about in this match. Crusaders and Paradise Tempest, both with some different rosters coming into this one than they had in their Stage 1 finals bout, or semifinals bout, rather. Crusader and Culture will be the tank line for Paradise Tempest tonight. Instead of Azukari and Magic Turtle, Azukari is rumored to be on vacation. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but he is not here tonight. And then for Crusaders, Spark, my old teammate, is going to be in on support in place of Fight, who was the flex support for them in Stage 1. And we have Marcus playing off tank tonight as PT Hanley cannot make it. So some very different looks from both of these teams as we get into this one.
I'm mostly excited for the side of Paradise Tempest. Paradise Tempest. The tank line isn't talked as much as the rest of the lineup is, right? We talk about Rig, Madon, and the DPS. The tanks don't get a lot of attention. So it's interesting how a change of tank lines can change a team so dramatically. So it's it's gonna be exciting to see how much this can change as we see two different, completely different lineups in terms of comp.
Yes, no,
Uh,
we see the six-man brawl on one hand with the Winston Diva Somber Reaper that was popular a while ago. It is coming back now with some buffs headed the way of Reaper and Moira. We get to see this a lot more on these control maps. And on the other side, we got a classic double bubble composition with the Winston Zarya and the Tracer Echo.
both teams make it into the white room as it seems Paradise Tempest are just taking the poke battle. Stuck in the room. Crusader almost goes into the well. The DPS on the main tank. Paper Monk goes down. Crusaders are in a really bad spot right now. They are trapped in the room. Uh, Crusaders go down. It's not a good showing for Crusaders. You play a six-man dive. Look for a hack target. Just collapse on someone, but we did not see that there. Like they were poking out in the room. It just
Yes, no,
I
for
want to see
sure. We
more.
saw a really big nade there coming in from Ira. Traditionally, the main support player does play the Ana for this team in that composition. Finds a great anti-nade, hits 4. They're able to find Paper Dunk and win the fight.
Flesh Caliber playing the front line. Lars takes out Audacity. It's huge. That's huge for Paradise Tempest as another DPS follows. Lars uses his pulse bomb. Paper Monk goes down. It's looking for another, looking like another clean fight for
Paradise
Paradise
Tempest,
Tempest.
yes, no,
Paradise
they are definitely having this one in a chokehold right now. Crusaders has not had a moment to breathe right now, and they're gonna need to put something together here. They're looking at a lot of ults on the side of their opponents. They need to build some of their own here, so they're probably gonna take a dry fight here. This one might be a loss, and they'll look to re-engage next fight with Coalescence and EMP.
Speaking of a dry fight, Crusader gets hacked. Can't use his ultimate. He gets nanoed as Sparkle uses Coalescence. Huge anti on the Diva. This is looking like a back and forth. Dupe is used. It's looking good for Paradise Tempest as they demech the Diva. Get a pick on the Moira and use EMP. Sorry, get EMP out. Another ult that's two DPS ults, two key DPS ults from Crusaders used almost unneedingly.
Yeah, that was they tried to force the victory there, and I don't necessarily blame them, but they were not able to find the value from those ultimates. They used them after their Moira had died, so they weren't able to sustain throughout that fight, and now they're looking at 3 more ults on the side of Paradise Tempest, and this is a must-win situation. They only have Sound Barrier for it.
Sound Barrier comes out early. Grav is eaten by Marcus. It's huge. This is not looking good for Paradise Tempest. Sparkle's taken down early again. Clutch Caliber's taken down. Bomb thrown in. Gets 2. It's winnable. And Audacity gets taken out. Paper Monk looking to make space, but is taken out. This is looking like a cleanup from Paradise Tempest as they will take first map.
Yeah, and a very, very clean first map we see here from Paradise Tempest. You know, we talked about a lot on the Nest about how this team, you know, they may have lost their Stage 1 finals match, but they are still a top team in this league. We don't expect them to lose to anyone other than Team Growlu, and even that, we do think that they have potential to come back and be the best team once again. But yes, a very, very dominant first point here from the side of Paradise Tempest as we get into Ruins next. So this one I'll be looking at a lot for. We see some different stuff here already. These teams are on different compositions than we saw on Well. It looks like we're going to see a brawl come out from the side of Crusaders, and a little bit more of a traditional dive composition come out from the side of. Oh no, it will be a brawl actually. So they're going to run brawl with a Sombra. This is going to be pretty interesting.
It looks like if they might want to run a Winston, but they opted for the Rhine instead.
Yeah, no, that must have been like a game time decision.
Brawl coming out. Paper Monk gets separated. Audacity takes out Sixes in the back line. Audacity takes out 2. Paper Monk gets dropped, but it's looking like Crusaders taking this once again.
Now Audacity there with a nice little flank is able to catch out Sixes. I wasn't really sure what happened there. It's possible that Sixes used his flashbang a little too early or something, but nonetheless, he will be over onto the Echo now. Lars will now take up the mantle of the Kree on the side of Paradise Tempest, and now they're going to look for a little bit of a weird. You know, the Sixes is not going to have a lot of support. Going to have to look for some interesting ways to fight here.
It's an interesting play by Sixes. I think it's more of a comfort pick. The brawl comes out. Paper Monk looking separated again, looking to make space. You know, Audacity more comfortable on that hit scan is giving it up to Clutch Caliber, so let's see what he can do with that. Huge shadow from Crusader. That knocks 4 down, I believe. It looks like a clean fight from Paradise Tempest as Crusaders have to reset again.
Yes, very nice fight from Paradise Tempest, able to take that point back. They did give up quite a bit of a point percentage there, 42%, and that was only the second fight. So we'll see if that comes back to bite them now, as we see almost 6 ultimates online for Crusaders here. Reasonably, they should have no excuse to lose this fight. But if Paradise Tempest plays this fundamentally sound, they should have a chance. They do have support ultimates of their own.
Yeah, it looks like it can be anyone's battle who can use their ult more effectively as the window comes out from Sparkles, as both Diva Bombs, I believe, taken out. Gets no picks. Huge shadow from Paper Monk, takes out the Rhine and the Moira. Clutch Caliber's High Noon gets Culture. Dupe is committed by Sixes. This might be a bad play as they decide to use B as well from side of Crusaders. It's still looking like it's winnable, but Crusaders are probably going to take this one as they look to clean up the last stallers. And a good stall that is. You know, that they're getting about 10 percentage points from this stall. Crusaders looking to stall even longer. It's looking like a really good play so far from Paradise Tempest, you know, losing that fight. Keeping a couple ults, but so far the ult deficit is still looking in favor of Crusaders.
Yeah, Crusaders, they're able to build a lot of ultimates up in that stall situation. Didn't have to use a lot to secure that point. So it might have been a good play there. Oh, and they actually find Sparkles.
Huge pick.
Really, really nice play there from Lars. Is known for that far.
Audacity committing Death Blossom. Gets 1, but Paper Monk is taken out. Ira uses her Coalescence. Crusader gets 2 with 1 Fire Strike. They are not capping the point, though. This looks like Crusaders have taken the fight early, and they are getting percentage wins because of it.
Yeah, very nice job there from Paradise Tempest. Lars there with a great play, able to find the most important pick you could possibly get in this brawl composition onto that Baptiste. Lars is an exceptional Pharah. It's the character he's known for. Really made a name for himself as the best Pharah in Owlet. We're getting to see some great Pharah gameplay today.
Shot at the King as they commit 2 ults early on. Sparkles with the window and Marcus with the Diva Bomb. High Noon from Clutch Caliber has 3 ults, gets 1 pick, 2 picks. Looks like Crusaders takes another fight. Lars says no and takes out Audacity, but it looks like it's just another fight win for Paradise Tempest. Sorry, I apologize, for Crusaders, but it'll be a 99 situation. Another ult committed. It feels like Crusaders have committed too many ultimates that is not looking good for them at the moment, as it's a win or lose situation as
We
Culture has
have a
DC'd.
bit of a DC, or maybe a rage quit. Probably not, but okay, yeah, no, we have confirmed it as a DC. I doubt anyone would rage quit in the first round of an Owlet match, but I mean, I don't know. I've seen weirder things happen, so I guess I can't be like too, you know, unsure. But yeah,
Sounds
no, let's talk a little bit about that last fight there. You mentioned the overall usage there from the side of Crusaders, and I think that is a really big point to touch on because while they do have Chinote's sound barrier ready and waiting, there's a lot of ultimates available for Paradise Tempest in this last fight. They're gonna have their Echo Dupe from sixes, and Rigmadon is gonna have that Valkyrie. And while we have the break, I could actually talk a little bit about Valkyrie and how it is by far the most underrated ultimate in the entire game. A lot of people don't really understand how good it is. It's a team-wide supercharger. It is a budget
yeah,
supercharger that also heals if you need it to. Like that's so powerful for so many reasons, and especially with 2 DPS like Soldier and Echo, that's going to be a very important thing to watch in the next fight is Rigmadon's usage of that Mercy ult.
I'm under the assumption that Paradise Tempest are putting themselves at an unneeded disadvantage by using this Echo Mercy. They're just getting run over a lot by Paper Monk. Paper Monk doesn't really have to do a lot to run them over either without the Lucio and without the other DPS. Now without a flashbang, this should be Paper Monk's heaven.
Yeah, that is a very good point, and I will give that to you. Definitely a bit of a mismatch there in the compositions.
Crusader instantly gets knocked out. They go for the res. Audacity gets 2. Clutch Caliber's taken out. Ira still almost has her ultimate. Six is answering back, using the duplicate. Losing a main tank doesn't mean anything if you get another one. Ult comes out from Marcus. Culture is taking out a mech. Six is looking for a shatter. Gets a shatter, but countered by sound barrier. Knocked out of duplicate form. Marcus gets Sixes out of it. Lars doing a lot of work right now. Almost has the visor as Crusader gets knocked out mid shatter. Ira using her ultimate finally. Rigmadon will get the res. Ira gets a pick. Culture's knocked out a mech, and Paperman gets a huge shatter. Will Ira get taken out? No, but Rigmadon does. Paradise Tempest are just stalling now, and it's a 1-to-1 situation. It's looking really tense.
Yeah, I mean, Crusader there just kind of, I don't know, really know what happened with his shield, but he just fell over. He had full shield and he just died. And that was what really secured the deal there for Crusaders. They're able to win the fight pretty much off that pick alone. Now we will go to our final point of Ilios, which will be Ilios Lighthouse. And this is going to be one that I'm going to look for a lot. Lars can definitely play his signature Pharah here if he wants to, but it looks like he's going to be opting for a Symmetra. Maybe just a TP out of spawn. It's possible they will go for that Somber Reaper. We saw Crusaders try earlier, but... Well, he's definitely not going to Pharah with no mercy, right? Like,
This
no way.
is...
Oh?
It's looking interesting. Okay, last minute adjustments calls for a Pharmacy Brawl comp as Crusaders just take a standard Brawl comp. Which one will win? I don't know. It's up to Lars. How much impact can he get taking away 2 important resources from the Brawl? Long range poke coming out from Paradise Tempest. Marcus tries to eat the damage, but the engage cannot be made by Crusader. They don't have the speed, but it's up to Lars to get the value as they use Immortality early. Forced onto point. This is looking good for Crusaders. Can they get a pick? Yes, they do. They find Paper Monk. They find Sparkles. They use their own Immortality, but it's just looking too late. Marcus stalling on the point. You know, when you play these untraditional comps with Pharmacy Brawl is actually very common in this elo. It's up to the Pharah. How much value can the Pharah get before your team gets run over?
Yes.
And
absolutely.
It works because Lars is such a good Pharah, and if he can find the picks before.
It also works because Crusaders and Culture have to play very slow and passive. Not necessarily passive, but very defensive. They can't take a lot of aggression. They just have to kite really hard and give their Pharah opportunities to have angles. They cannot play aggressively. They cannot push against a Reinhardt that has a Lucio. So yes, as long as Lars continues to get value, they will get the value from it.
Speaking of Lars getting value, they run past Lars, and they find the value. This is exactly what we were talking about. How much value can Lars find? Not much, unfortunately, but it's still looking like Paradise Tempest are going to win this. But Shinoto answers back with 2 picks. Crusaders still take this, you know...
Crusaders here with a really nice job. Yeah, no, very
Yeah,
very good job by Chinote, but just speeding past the Pharah is definitely a
exactly.
good way to deal with her.
Very
I
smart doing it. The angle was nice, but getting back if the enemy team does something like that, it makes a play like that. It's just too much. You can't speed away because you don't have the Lucio and you don't have another DPS. You just get run through. Lars can't find the value as he swaps to Soldier. They're still on the Mercy though, which is interesting. Maybe they're doing it for the
yeah,
quote-unquote
Valkyrie.
budget supercharger. Six has used his high noon early, falls into the low ground, or making space without a Lucio. Looking difficult. Paper Monk, huge shadow onto two. Almost gets knocked off the map. Shinote gets another boop kill. Shinote is getting so much value right here. Crusader gets a pick onto Paper Monk though. It's up to the DPS of Crusaders to make this happen. Marcus gets another pick on the Crusaders. This is huge. Lars gets Audacity on the high ground. They have to stall. Both teams have to stall until they can get their main tank back. Clutch
Yeah,
Caliber gets
I don't really
Lars.
understand. Why is Paradise Tempest taking this fight right now? They need to back out for
Oh,
sure.
huge DMAC. This is huge.
Oh,
Clutch
they
Caliber.
killed her though. Oh, they could have stayed on that. Oh well,
Yeah,
it happens.
huge play by Clutch Caliber regardless, taking out that Diva. This is not looking good for Paradise Tempest. They still have the Mercy. They need to swap to Lucio.
Yeah,
They have Window
they def
Visor looking scary.
Window Visor's gonna be okay, but Chinote's got that sound barrier, and there's this nice fancy thing called cover that the Crusaders can use on this very enclosed point to just avoid it completely.
Speaking of it, two ults, three ults used, completely negated by the sound barrier. Huge pick on Clutch Caliber, 3, 4, 5. The side of Paradise Tempest falls to the hands of the Crusaders. This is, I think, their only regular season loss, map loss, other than Lost Beefers, which is just very, very amazing to think about.
Yeah, no, Crusaders there with a nice adjustment there after the first point did not go so well for them, doing an excellent job adjusting to what they saw. And they're able to take Ilios against a Paradise Tempest team that has only lost 2 maps during the regular season. This is their 3rd map lost completely. The only other maps they've lost have been in Stage 1 finals. So maybe not the best, measure, I should say. And Chinote there with a very, very high impact Lucio play. Very, very good at finding those boops on this character. I do want to mention, as long as I don't think Crusaders has ever lost Ilios when I'm in the lobby with them. I don't think it's ever happened.
It's also crazy to think about the fact that this is the first time Ilios has been played in Season 4.
Is it really? It must be. It's due to the map pool.
Yeah.
Silly me. But yes, no, definitely a much needed bit of how should we put this? Rejuvenation. It's just different.
This
It's
has to be
different.
this has to feel good. Feel good for them, down their main tank. Sorry, down their off tank.
Yes, no, definitely a much needed win there for Crusaders. Sparkles, I want to mention, is a former teammate of mine. Did play very, very well on that Baptiste, was formerly a hit scan player, and was able to find a lot of kills with those window, or at least help their team find some kills with that window. So yes, very, very good player there for Crusaders. I'm unclear as to why Fight isn't playing. I thought Fight did fine for Crusaders. I didn't really identify that as an issue for them, but it's possible that they've just felt that Sparkles is a little bit better than him, but we'll have to see if they continue with Sparks going forward, or if that's just like maybe like a map dependent thing. But yes,
Yeah.
no, Paradise Tempest there. I would almost, I'm not sure if this is true or not because I'm obviously not a member. But if I had to guess, I would say that Azukari, the missing player for them, is probably their shot caller. Because we talked a lot about on the Nest about how Paradise Tempest has this playstyle of being very, very good at positioning and very, very good, very fast with their initial engagement. They have really, really good tempo, right? And
Yeah.
that was just absent from
Yeah,
the second 2
very
maps.
true. I wouldn't. Maybe it's not a shot caller. Crusader is not a bad main tank to be replacing Azukar. We saw huge plays from him, huge shatters from him, huge blocks from him. But losing that Lucio speed is just such a hard thing to play without. And then to make matters worse, Clutch Caliber and Audacity on the double hit scan played very nicely by taking multiple angles. And when you don't have a Lucio, it feels like as a
Yes.
main tank you can't do anything. Even if you're trying, you have to shield bot. You're forced to shield bot even like it. You need to give Crusader more resources to work with. The pharmacy can work, but once it doesn't work, you have to know when to swap to Lucio. I would even
Yeah.
argue you said Valkyrie is a huge ultimate. In a brawl comp, I don't think it's huge enough to stay on it when would need to go Lucio in
Well,
that
that's
fight.
why I am your coach and you are my players because I know
You
better
know,
than you.
well, this is taking into account that we wouldn't run Mercy with Brawl ever.
Well, yeah, but if you don't just give up a Valkyrie, you have it. Like I get what you're saying, and definitely I don't think they should have shot themselves in the foot in the first place. It's very hard to play that composition into a team that has a Lucio because they have speed to get away from your Pharah, because they have speed to engage on you quickly and ignore the Pharah, and your Ryan doesn't, so he has to play, like a coward, and he can't really do much. Like you mentioned, they need to be giving Crusader more resources. It seems actually they will be taking Crusader out and putting Magic Turtle in. So this is a bit of an
This is
interesting swap
interesting.
here because Magic Turtle and Culture are both playing
Off
as
tank.
off tanks. So maybe
Yeah,
they're looking for Ball Diva.
it's possible. You know, a lot of off tank players for some reason that I know tend to be good at Winston as well. He
That's true.
plays a little bit more like an off tank compared to the rest of the main tanks. It's possible that they're putting Magic Turtle in as a as an effort to, close the gap. Maybe they have, like you talked about, the shot caller position.
Yeah.
Or they're just hog Zarya.
Oh yeah, no, some Hog Zarya would be possible for sure. Now we will be going to Rialto. That is something we should mention for our next map, which is one of my favorite maps in the map pool.
Oh
I
yeah.
think Rialto is a very well designed map for a lot of reasons. I think a lot of things are good on it. I think the metas are traditionally very solid on it. We don't really see any metas on this map that just make me go like, "Wow, I hate playing on this map." Right?
Very true.
Snipers are good, but they're not broken like they are on Junkertown
You
or
know,
some other
speaking of
maps.
snipers are good, but Far is also good. Flankers are good. Just about everything is good here, and there's multiple comps you can play, multiple comps to play on different points. You know, second point really favors double shield. First point loves brawl. Last point goes back to brawl. It's a lot like Eichenwald. You know, it's very
Yeah.
trend. What was the word?
Transitional. Is that what you're going for?
Transitional. Yeah.
I got you.
You want to make micro swaps to give yourself that advantage, but you don't want to make those swaps big enough that your team gets the advantage just because you're constantly swapping. You know, it's a tough call to make that a lot of teams don't know how to make. That's Rialto is really good at punishing teams that are uncoordinated like that. There's a lot of hard stuck points. You know, the last point of sorry, the just about the end of first point, the middle of second point, and the third point in its entirety are all just big stuck points for a lot of teams. You have that 5 minute time bank, but you can't go any further.
Yeah. No, and especially the second, the first fight of the second point is very important on this map, as it is on other maps of the same type, such as Watchpoint Gibraltar. Just because that long angle across to the enemy spawn is just so good. So if
Yeah.
the defense wins that first fight and second point, it can be very dangerous. But yes, let's talk about our comps a little bit here. What are we
Hey,
seeing
I
from
was
each of these
right.
teams right now?
Yeah. I thought about it. I feel like off-tank players seem to know how to play monkey for whatever reason. They do have the double bubble on the side of Paradise Tempest. I want to say signature brawl comp. I'm not sure why Audacity's on Soldier, but hey, if it works, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, it looks like they might be expecting the Lars Farah coming out here. They are opting for a double hit scan look, which is it's gonna affect their brawl potential, but they're going against the dive, so it's not like they have to worry about the brawl mirror as much.
I
So
feel
yeah,
like
we're gonna.
we're gonna see the difference between what an Echo can do versus what a Pharah can do, and they both have their ups and downs. But Echo is so good with double bubble just for that insane maneuverability. Pharah has to, it takes a long time to get set up,
Yeah.
versus Echo has a, a blink
Culture
in the
taking this
air on
high
cooldown.
ground here. They're staging really well on this high ground here. Crusaders is forced to give it up. They're gonna have to push back into courtyard here, but it looks like they're actually gonna formulate a push going forward here. Audacity is gonna find sixes, but Clutch Caliber will be traded out. Iris got the res. Crusaders does not. They will be up one in this fight here. But they're on the low ground, though. They don't have the advantage of the high ground. Sixes is playing with a lot of cover in his face. He doesn't have any good angles here. But already, Rigmadon's got a nano for Culture, and he's going in. Gonna go right on that front line. Not able to find anything just yet, but they're being forced back at an alarming rate here. Sparkles pops the window, not able to find anything, but Paper Monk will be able to utilize it, get that kill onto sixes. Clutch Caliber will clean up, and that is a fight win for Crusaders.
You know, it's starting to show the off tank behaviors. I feel like Culture could have taken the high ground a little bit more. Pharah, Genji, this is Gralu heaven. as I might say. But you know, I'm hoping, I really pray that the Genji Pharah works here. I uh
Might be
I love
farming
some
for
Genji.
Nanoblade.
Possibly. Rig was on huge, like building a nano in a minute.
Rigmadon? Oh, I think Marcus with
Oh,
a really well placed bomb
very
that
nice
actually got
bomb.
into the doorway. I don't think Rigmadon could get away with it. Magic Turtle didn't have his bubble, maybe gave it to
Huge
the
pick.
Winston early on. They weren't able to use that, and that's another fight win there for Crusaders.
Crusaders taking, oh sorry, Paradise Tempest is taking a long time to regroup. Is not good. They've taken like one and a half fight, and it's the second half of the match already.
There's a big shatter there from Paper Monk onto Magic Turtle. He's able to get out, but not for long. Lars there, though, with the barrage, is able to clean that up nicely, and they are actually able to save Magic Turtle with the Valkyrie there. So a very nice fight win for Paradise Tempest. Much needed here, but it looks like there will be the opportunity for a stall situation for Crusaders, and they've got ults to do it with.
Yep. Yeah. It seems like Nanoblade though might be an option for this fight, so I'm excited to see the DPS potential of this man.
Ultra gonna go in with that bubble, gonna pop the primal on the bridge, looking for some boop kills. Clutch Caliber pops the high noon, finds Six as the fight going on point is going heavily in favor of Crusaders, even with the primaling monkey in the back line. An anti comes through onto Paper Monkey. He's forced back a little bit. Culture gets that nano. The grab comes out from Magic Turtle, and it's just pummeling damage onto the side of Crusaders right now. There's nothing they can do, and they will fall to the hands of Sixes on the Genji.
Felt like that shouldn't happen. Shouldn't have happened. You know, you see from a lot of higher level hitscan players, they'll pop their ultimates as the monkey goes into the backline, not on them. You know, gives you that free sightline, but they somehow managed to lose that fight even after all that, after losing the potential of Nanoblade. Uh, Audacity recognizes the threat of the ball and goes to Reaper.
Lars here now is going to be on this Pharah. Culture on, or excuse me, off the Pharah on the Ash. Culture going to be on the Wrecking Ball, so it looks like they're opting for a bit of a Ball Zarya dive, which I actually don't hate. Culture there with a massive pile drive, not able to find any kills off, but gets a lot of his ult there. Another bomb comes out from Marcus here. Can they avoid it? This time they can, but Audacity is in the back line, and there's nothing that they could do to protect themselves. The Reaper is going to find some great value in this Paradise Tempest backline, and that's going to be a clean fight win here for Crusaders.
You know, a lot of players like to use Reaper as a tanky tracer. It works sometimes, and it doesn't. Audacity makes it work. He used it on the last map as well. A lot of work there, and you know, the picks on this, the comp that they're running, every single pick matters on the side of Paradise Tempest. So Audacity's playing huge right now for them.
Yeah, now we will see the return to the Pharah for Lars. Wasn't like the look he was getting from that Ash, but for now it's not going to matter. Magic Turtle goes down at the hands of Sparkles with a nice window on the engage there. Some trades come out, but I don't think this one is going to be turned. Crusaders have secured another fight win on the second point of Rialto.
It feels like this comp is starting to fall apart. You know, Rig Madonna at this point is just a nano bot. Not much of the team needs healing at this point. The Pharmacy needs to get value to even have any like use of playing, and the Genji is just a blade bot. You know, it's starting to crumble.
Lines come out. Clutch Caliber will find the kill onto Sixes once again with his ult. Audacity now comes in with the Death Blossom, finds the support line, and is looking for more. D-Mex Magic Turtle gonna finish off that kill. Crusaders right now looking unstoppable on this defense.
This is the second time the Clutch Caliber has used his high noon to quickly take care of the a huge D-Mech, but you know, the Nanoblade still stands for the side of Paradise Tempest. He's been unable to use it twice now because of the high noon kill at the beginning of the fight from Clutch Caliber.
Yeah, now there's going to have to be a bit of a... They go faster, they can get back before the Divas there. Do they have the ability to Nanoblade now? They do. Nanoblade gets popped, but the beat is there for it. He gets stunned, gets booped back, gets shattered. Six is having a great time playing Genji now. And now it is looking like Crusaders has this one in the bag. Lars pops the barrage, is unable to find anything with it. Audacity once again wreaking havoc for Paradise Tempest. There will be some trades coming out here, and actually Paradise Tempest might be turning this. Rebound with a nice kill on Chinote, Magic Turtle onto Paper Monk. Audacity tries in vain to pop the Death Blossom, but he's unable to find anything that major. Does get the Mercy though. The remake kill will not be coming through right now, and Audacity actually going to find more and more in the backline of Paradise Tempest, and he's turned this back around for Crusaders. They're able to solidify the stall here, and Crusaders will hold on the second point on Rialto.
Audacity, someone we saw season 3.5, season 3.9, now season 4. He was on the sister team of my team. I played with him a little bit as well on the same team. This man knows how to make plays. He'll go for the untraditional pick. He'll go for the Widow into Brawl. He'll go for the Reaper pick. But you know, Audacity is just being so huge right now. We shouldn't take away from Clutch Caliber too, though. It's been twice in this game that he's done an early high noon, taking out the Genji and lost any chance of Nanoblade. So, you know, the DPS lineup for Crusaders. I think I was telling you this in the beginning of the game too. It's just it feels like it should be a lot better than it was in stage 1, and I feel like it's starting to prove now how good it really is.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a possibility there. I do think it also is important to know Paradise Tempest's weakness right now, which is the fact that they seem to be playing without their shot caller. I have no other way to explain the tempo difference we're seeing from them right now. They are just so much slower than they were last stage. This does not seem like the Paradise Tempest that we saw earlier in this season. So I'll be, you know, definitely keeping this one in mind when I'm making my power rankings this week, whether or not this is important. But yeah, no, I'm very curious to see. It looks like they're going to opt for a composition that doesn't need as much teamwork. Obviously, teamwork's still very important here. But, you know, if you can just provide space here, provide angles for Lars on this damage-boosted Ashe, then I think they should be okay. They might have what it takes to stop the attack from Crusaders. We'll have to see as we get into here. They're also opting for the Junkrat. And it actually looks like we're going to see a full comp switch coming through for Crusaders, or at least the Somber coming out here. Yes, I know it will be on to the 6-man.
It's a very common knowledge that 6-man tends to be pretty good against double shield, you know, just staging those hacks and stuff. It's very important that they've realized this early.
Paper Monk here looking for space, gonna engage a little bit on the front line on this Orisa, but will not find anything. Chinote will get taken out from the top ropes by Lars with a nice pull from Magic Turtle there.
Look at his ult charge. Lars is almost at a bob already. It's not even a minute into the match. It's so much value.
And this is what I'm talking about. I think this is just what they have. You know, all they need to do is put a shield on Lars and just let him go to work. They know how good he is. They know how effective he is with this pocket. They don't need to do much else.
You know, Styx doesn't have that ult charge, but what he is doing is denying so much space with those Junkrat mines. You know, he's not letting them rotate at all. You don't want to rotate on this comp, but with the damage boosted Ashe, you want to stage or dive. But they can't do that with this Junkrat.
Yes, no, and they will be trying to take the high ground here. Clutch Caliber is on point with Marcus, and now the Bob will come out here looking to stall the cart. Gets hacked and booped off the cart, can still stall if it gets pushed forward enough. The engage comes through. Lars finds Clutch Caliber. Magic Turtle finds Paper Monk, and once again, it looking good for Paradise Tempest. Magic Turtle will fall, but the res will be there, and Crusaders is gonna have to back out of this one.
It's becoming very apparent right now that Clutch Caliber as a tank player, you really want to be in the back line, especially with the double shield comp like that. You should not be in front of shields. I would be hoping as a team that this EMP is building faster. You know, those are free team fight wins, especially with the double shield comp. Six is coming up on a tire. It's not looking good right now.
Yeah, no, they might have to take this one as a drive up. They're actually going to invest in Coalescence first. Oh, what a great rock from Culture is going to knock Sparkles right out of that. The Flux comes through onto Marcus. That will secure the DMAC. The tire comes out, but it will be stopped by Audacity. But the picks coming through for the side of Paradise Tempest. I don't think there's anything that Crusaders can do. Clutch Caliber getting his ult, but nothing else can be done. And Crusaders once again has to back out. That
rock was insane from Culture. I'm a McCree player, and I know how hard it is to even flashbang a Coalescence, but that was just a different level, you know.
Just built different. Is that
threaded the needle? Yeah, that's my analysis. He threaded the needle there. It was crazy.
All right, the EMP online now for Clutch Caliber. Probably going to be looking for an EMP Death Blossom, maybe EMP Bomb, considering that this is double shield. Here is the EMP Bomb. They invest the Death Blossom as well, but neither really finds anything. Both stop by Rigmadon's or Ifield. They will get the kills anyway, though. The over ult did split up the team composition from Paradise Tempest, so they were able to secure the picks that way. But still, is that too many ults we just saw from the side of Crusaders?
It felt like the Reaper ult was unnecessary, but it won the fight, so it's fine. It sticks us on the tour. But I actually like this pick a lot. I really like this pick. Clutch Caliber is not playing Sombra as you normally would. This stops any hacks. If you're playing stationary like they are, it almost completely shuts down the Sombra.
Oh, and a little bit too early on the Supercharger for Magic Turtle. They're just going to kite that one back, but they're going to be met with Rigmadon's Widow and the Bomb from Lars. Gets thrown a little bit back, and now Crusaders is forced into this tiny little room. Paper Monk tries to get out, but Rigmadon's going to finish him off. And now Crusaders just desperately trying to make something work, but they're able to find it. Audacity finds Magic Turtle. Marcus will find Baptiste. The trades are coming through right now. Ira looking for this res. This could turn the fight. It gets it on to Magic Turtle. Will trade her life for it.
Ira
No supports available right now for Paradise Tempest. The bomb comes through. There's no shield available. The Ifield saves one, but not Magic Turtle. And now this card is getting dangerously close to the golden box of victory. Is there anything the Paradise Tempest can do? They try for the flux. The beat comes out. The Valkyrie's through for Ira. But the EMP is huge. And that's going to stop any hope they have. This one is going to be map 2 going the way of Crusaders.
I'm very, very proud of Crusaders for recognizing the double shield comp and swapping to Sombra right away. You know, Sombra gets so much value into double shield, just farming your EMP like that. Even if you're not playing Sombra correctly, just having an EMP, even every third fight, like we saw sometimes, it's just a free fight win, you know? It's just some incredible plays from the DPS there. I think there's a lot to credit about Credit Tempest though.
Yes, no, definitely a good win there for Crusaders. Much needed as well. They're really establishing dominance here in this second stage. But, you know, before we can give you more Overwatch, we are going to have to throw it to a quick halftime break. So if you want to see the end of this game, do not go anywhere.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again. Again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crusaders versus Paradise Tempest. This is, of course, week 1 of stage 2 in season 4 of the Owlet tournament. And right now, we have an upset brewing. Crusaders up 2-0 on the number 2 seeded Paradise Tempest. Going to be very, very excited to see how this one turns out as we get into our next map of the series. What are you seeing in this match, Semper? Give us a little bit of analysis.
The impacts of Azukari is making a big difference. Like in terms of skill wise, I don't think there's a big difference between Crusader, Culture, Magic Turtle, and Azukari. The difference maker is the idea, the concept of you have a 6-man team and you work around that 6-man team. You work around comms, you work around the comms structure, you work around the team comms you play, and then you take that and suddenly you change an element of it. It just topples everything over.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And I think we are seeing that weakness come to light now. You know, Crusaders is with a team that they've been scrimming with for a while here. Paradise Tempest is just throwing things at the wall and trying to see what sticks right now. And I think it's possible that they could find something that will stick here for the second half of this series. It's possible that we could have a reverse sweep brewing and that Paradise Tempest will once again establish that they are one of the better teams in this tournament. But right now, it looks like Crusaders just has firm control of this match. The tempo, as I mentioned, for Paradise Tempest is just really, really uncharacteristically slow. They are not coordinating very well. They aren't playing as fast as they were. Their positioning isn't as good as it was before. It's very clear that they are not trying to play the comps that they've run and are simply trying to make it work with what they have. And I think right now that's what's ruining it for them.
I am not happy with the King's Row pick from Paradise Tempest. You don't have your main tank in, and you likely don't have a Ryan player that also plays off tank. If your tempo is messed up, you usually want to swap to Numbani, a map where you can play that double shield, which is easier to run in terms of tempo. I wish this was a Numbani screen we're seeing right now, but Paradise Tempest has decided to go King's Row. It's up to them. I hope they can make this work.
Yeah, we will have to see as we get into this map here. Something that I'm curious to see, though, is, what kind of comps will we see from each of these teams? We've seen some, I would say would be McCree, right? This is King's Row. But we've seen some very interesting variants of Brawl compositions so far in this match. We've seen the Legs. We've seen, McCree Reaper. So I'm curious, what do you think we're going to see on this map?
Uh, I hope we see some Junkrat, some Doomfist, my two favorite Brawl heroes.
All right,
I hope.
Bradley, get out of here.
In all honesty, I'm expecting, at least if I'm Paradise Tempest, I'm probably expecting a 6-man. Like I'm expecting to go 6-man if I don't have my main tank. Um, Crusaders is likely just gonna play Mei. Clutch Caliber is. I'm not sure why they're not playing Mei yet. Clutch Caliber is very, very strong Mei. So it's a mystery right now. I expect Ryan Diva, Ryan Zarya from Crusaders, but some 6-man from Paradise Tempest. I'm just excited to see how Paradise Tempest can work around not having a main tank.
For sure, for sure. And I just something that is important to note. We've talked about how Paradise Tempest is down, their main tank right now, which could be their shot caller. But something else that's important to note: Crusaders is also playing on some weird off rolly stuff. Not off roll, but Marcus is in place of PT Hanley, their traditional off tank, on that off tank role. He is a main tank. He did play DPS for this team last stage, but Crusaders definitely cannot be knocked off a pedestal for what's happening right now. They are still playing very, very well here with what they have to work with. It just seems that their team isn't as affected since they have a DPS player on off tank rather than a main tank player who's absent.
Uh, yeah. I'm sorry. Anyways, uh,
Sabra, ladies and gentlemen,
what's up? What's up?
what's going on?
Now entering King's Row. Initiating match.
All right. Have finally loaded into the King's Row. Very excited to see what we will see from each of these teams here. We will have Crusader back in the match for Magic Turtle, who came in for a brief cameo there on Rialto. And yes, no, I'm very excited to see what we get here as these compositions unlock. Seems both these teams will be opting for that brawl composition, but we still see the Clutch Caliber, Audacity, McCree Reaper. No May in sight for either team here. Right now, this could just be a spawn thing. We got 6s right now on that Pharah. I would assume we'll switch over to the May, and yes, now we will see a completely meta composition here for the side of Paradise Tempest. They will be running the McCree here, looking to defeat this McCree Reaper, which will be the only difference in composition from their opponents of the Crusaders.
I am still shocked why they're not running May. I feel like meta has changed, has moved away from May, but not because May is bad or anything, but because Flex DPS are bored of playing May. I'm not sure though. I feel like May's still okay, and that Clutch Caliber's May is good enough to play.
All right, we see a rotation here around the point there. Mark is going to get caught out by that wall. He will be frozen, but the eye field is there from Sparkles. But Crusader now will go down. Ira's eye field was just a little bit too late here, and that's a really, really big pick. It gets traded with the Clutch Caliber Kree, but is there anything really they can do? And actually, the picks are going the way right now of the side of Paradise Tempest. Without their Ryan, they're still making it work. I will find Paper Monk 6s, will find Audacity, and somehow, some way, Paradise Tempest is going to win this first fight.
Yeah, I Crusader bold charge right into the team, dies instantly, but Ira picks it up. I'm interested to know the mindset behind Paradise Tempest putting Ira on Mercy and Bap and putting Rigmadon on Ana and Lucio. I think that's just hero choices, hero favorability, hero pools. But it's interesting because Ira is actually a very good BAP, and he's proving it right now. You know, almost carrying that team fight.
All right, no huge ultimates for either side. We do have Windows and High Noons with the Blizzards coming online for 6s here. All he needs is one more shot. Dueling Windows will come out. 6s finds Clutch Caliber through it, but Culture's going to lose his mech. This is going to be a very, very scrappy fight for both these teams here. Lars hits a huge flashbang, and Marcus is there with the E. Just gobbles that Blizzard right up. Going to throw the bomb to secure it. Doesn't find it. Gets blocked, but the kills will go the way from Crusaders. Excellent off-tank play there from Marcus.
Marcus showing his inner PT handling. That was just a fight save. Let's that. You know, when you throw that Blizzard out, you expect it to follow. You expect it to drop and freeze, and I'm pretty sure Paradise Tempest did as they ran into it. But when the Blizzard doesn't activate, you're kind of screwed.
All right, looks like we're going to see a high ground rotation here. The wall is good, going to cut off the tanks from the rest of their team. And Audacity will pop that Death Blossom, finding one. The trades come out, but the Sound Bearer, High Noon are there. And this fight is going to go the way of Crusaders. The very, very clean and fast one.
Yeah, I applaud Crusaders for stopping the High Noon. That's a really hard stop a lot of the time. Like, just a high ground High Noon. They're giving up space, though, as they lost a member of their team, but taking it right back.
All right, they're able to get Bookstore here. Paradise Tempest looking for more. Marcus gets back in that mech finally. And we will see another push here from the side of Paradise Tempest. Crusader going dangerously low. Audacity on this off angle, waiting to punish any over-aggression. And there's the shot.
Oh, it's so big.
Monk gets all of them except for the Lucio, who's going to have that beat to save the team. What a nice beat there from Rigmadon. Is it going to be enough?
Wow.
It looks like it will be. As Paper Monk falls, Audacity soon to follow, and Crusaders, after a huge shatter, aren't able to secure the fight. What a nice beat there from Rigmadon.
Huge beat. Similar thing happened with the Blizzard. They saw 5 on the ground. They pushed in, but when the beat comes out, it's like that never happened, and now they're screwed because they've overextended. What normally would have been an okay overextension is now turned into feeding.
All right, looks like they will be trying for a recontest here as they group up. The amp's going to have to be used early, though. Dueling Windows come out again. Audacity's in the back line. He's got this Death Blossom on him. Or no, he doesn't, excuse me. Clutch Caliber will find 2 with the window High Noon. Marcus going to throw in the bomb to secure it. And that's going to find 2 more. And Crusaders going to secure this fight.
Yeah,
This is the part where you talk.
my fault. I I really applaud Crusaders for taking these fast engages. They're playing at a different speed. Yeah, we talked about why. Well, we don't have to go over it again. I'm sure no one wants to hear. But I think the Reaper is making a difference. Audacity playing it like a fat tracer, but it's difficult to punish it without having your whole team turn around.
Just the audacity effect there on the Reaper. Don't need a tracer.
Oh my
We got 50
god.
more HP, and audacity gonna find the a nice little DMAC there from the top roads.
Audacity!
Awesome to follow, and right now audacity is just doing whatever he wants to Paradise Tempest.
I was having I'm gonna say this real quick. We were having a situation in a Iconic Scrim. Same thing was happening. Junkrat would run into our backline. We turn for the Junkrat, and we just get pummeled from behind. I can feel Paradise Tempest right now. I don't blame them for this. The coordination is off, and Audacity's just picking it apart. He's noticing this coordination issue, and he's taking advantage of it.
Ira onto the Ana now, so we're gonna have to see a very, very slow play style come out here for Paradise Tempest. Maybe not what they want here, but they will be able to farm this down very quickly. Lars going very low, sixes as well. The eye field's there from Crusaders, but it doesn't really get any value. Now Marcus gonna pop that bomb, and it's gonna find the high and the audacity. What a huge bomb there from Culture.
That was very, very high level play. He sent it in. You know, most of us would think to hold the defense matrix on the high noon. He goes for the play instead, and it pays off.
Yeah, noticing up a little bit of a positioning error there from Clutch Caliber. Sees that, you know, his team can kite that high noon. The bomb will kill him, and an excellent play there from Culture. Speaking of which, he's going to be demeched here, actually. And now Paradise Tempest is in a very bad spot. Oh, the bomb!
Oh, the bomb is negated!
Oh, Six is there with a great play to save his main tank and his entire team. They're going to be pushed back to spawn here, but with no lives lost, Crusaders finally will fall there, and Ira soon to follow. Oh, but they wall Marcus. Marcus actually in danger here. The eye field goes down. They are able to demech Marcus, so now there will be no mech on the side. Oh, they don't stagger. And Crusader, okay.
Crusader.
Interesting
Sixes
gameplay. Not what I would have done, but definitely happened.
Sixes is on a different level with these walls. It's just he's playing so much faster, so much cleaner than his main tank. It feels like there's a disconnect, and Sixes, the team has to be listening to him, I feel like.
Audacity here with another flank, trying to build this Death Blossom. Sixes Blizzard will come out, hits Paper Mug and Shinotse, but not quite able to kill him. Clutch Caliber's High Noon finds a Rigmadon. Lars finds two others, and it's an even fight right now for both these teams, but Audacity says no, it's not. It's going to use that Death Blossom here to secure it. And
Massive shatter.
Oh, can they win this, actually? This could still go either way. The beat comes out from Rigmadon, and Crusaders' play pays off. The Nano Shatter is going to be able to win this one. He's going to fall to Clutch Caliber, but Paradise Tempest will have some space to work with here for this final fight of King's Row.
Yeah, that was just a massive play by Crusader. Could have spurred your life there, but it paid off. It paid off going for the risky play.
Right, Crusaders will be able to group up again. This will be the last fight. Whoever wins this, well, I shouldn't say that, since there hasn't been an attack from Crusaders. The bomb comes out from Culture. Sixes already has found Marcus. And Rigmadon will find another. Lars gonna follow this one up. Paradise Tempest is looking good for them, but Audacity finds their main heals in the backline. Ana will go down. They just had the Lucio heals out here on cart, but it might be all they need. Stall situation now for Crusaders. Can they get to the cart? They can't! Marcus is gonna get booped away at the last second, and that is gonna be a King's Row completion for the side of Paradise Tempest.
Sixes is just too inspirational. His May gameplay is very high level. The walls are very, very smart. You know, we saw him negate the bomb. We saw him set up his main tank. And then we see him on the Desperation Doomfist get so much value. I feel like Sixes can play any hero. I feel like this is the Shanghai of Owlet. You know, the DPS lineup. It's Fleta and the other dude.
You make an analogy to an Owl team and you don't even know what their DPS are?
I like Fleta.
Come on, think on it for a sec. It's Fleta and it's...
He's
Come on.
Fleta and...
Starts with an L.
Lars. Okay, anyways.
Very good, yes. We've been trying to hide it from all of you. Yes, Lars is actually Lip in disguise. It's why he's so dominant in this league now. All jokes. We wouldn't allow Smurfs in Owlet. We aren't that crass. But no, very, very nice job there from Paradise Tempest. Able to complete the map Something important to note, though, they did not complete with time. So if Crusaders is able to complete this map with over a minute remaining, there will be no opportunity for Paradise Tempest to win this map. It will be a draw or lose situation, which, of course, they can't lose, as they'll lose the series if they do. But yes, no, I'm very excited to see here what Crusaders will do on this attack. Now the ball is in their court.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Sixes May again. Sixes May might compete with Clutch Caliber May. Both May. This is gonna be fun to watch.
We're going to see the same rotation around the statue here from Crusaders. The wall comes out from Sixes. Wall's off Clutch Caliber, but he will be able to save himself with his own wall. No walls for either side. Paper Monk is antied. And the flash from Audacity is good. They're going to be able to find Crusader. The freeze onto Culture won't find any, but it will force them back. And Crusaders here with a very clean first fight victory. Great use of their resources.
You can see how the Ana turns this brawl comp almost into a poke comp. They had to back into the point. You have to play very differently with an Ana. With Babby, you could just speed into them. With the Ana, you need to set up a nade first. It's obviously too much for Ira to put onto herself. So Bap pick comes out.
Yeah, definitely much harder. You have to play much slower there with the Ana. Even though Ira was able to find the antis, it just wasn't enough, and she obviously thinks she can get more value on this faster comp with the Baptiste coming out. Sparkles, though, with the window on the other side, is in a prime position to use it on these upper ropes now. Are they going to use it for themselves or for the team? Oh, they are going to drop off here, so it won't be any too major. Clutch Caliber here with the Blizzard. Here it comes. No on the side to eat it. Lars going to pop the High Noon, trying to stagnate the bleeding, but it's not going to happen. Paper Monk's going to find two, and even though he goes down to the hands of Lars, Crusaders in a very good position now to take this fight.
Swapping to Zarya makes her comp just a little bit more squishy, especially going over to Junkrat. It's a lot easier to run through a Zarya than it is a D.Va, and it shouldn't be on paper. Two bubbles seems like a lot to burst, but with a brawl comp, it's just D.Va is just so much more superior with the defense matrix than the.
Which is going to stop the touch entirely. Oh,
Ooh,
watched the window, but you maybe thought the recontest was coming in. Happens when a Junkrat goes in your backline like that. You expect the rest of his team to follow. You know this better than anyone, Sempra.
Yeah.
A lot of ults here available for Crusaders. That was a very quick fight, actually.
Yeah, very very clean. I don't think it was actually a fight. It was just the big wall.
Botch recontest, maybe.
Yeah, Bosch recontest.
All right, here the window comes out from Ira, looking to ward off the attack from.
Oh!
Paper Monk's gonna find a three-man shatter. High Noon comes out, but the beat is there to save them. Tire's gonna get popped by Sixes, but the beat from Chinote needs to be waited out. They're not gonna be able to find any with the Tire. Lars pops to High Noon, doesn't find anything. Right now, both these teams not finding a lot of value out of their abilities. And there's the shit. They're gonna drop two. Clutch Caliber gonna drop the Maple as they're trying to find more. Is able to stun Culture, but not for long. Crusader gets cut off by it though. Will go down. Crusaders, it's a 65. They pop the window a little bit far forward. The grab comes out. The bomb comes out. And it's going to find Sixes. Audacity finds Rigmadon to boot. And this one is going to go the way of Crusaders. They're going to complete with a very healthy time make, barring a miracle here from Paradise Tempest.
This is the DPS lineup I like. Clutch, May, Audacity, McCree. It's just how all things should be. I think a lot of praise should be given to Paper Monk. The huge shadow in the backline there. Just set up the rest of the third point engage. He stagger picks. It felt like it was just one very long fight. After that, once that shadow happened, it just felt like staggers upon staggers. That's just what it felt like, and it's crazy how much a D.Va can do compared to a Zarya.
Crusaders right now looking very strong. I think you'd agree with me on that.
Yep.
Doing a really good job of identifying the weaknesses. They're really doing a good job of setting the tempo right now. Crusaders is a team that I feel traditionally they've got a very weird tempo to them because they play a little slower, but then randomly they'll just like make these plays that are so like they feel so awkward with the tempo that they play at, but they're able to make it work. And Crusaders just doing a really, really nice job of it now, being able to find these plays. And they're really setting the tone for this match right now. They have 4 minutes and 34 seconds here on their attack. All they need to do is get 33% of this first tick. There will be no recontest situations for Paradise Tempest. If they don't win every fight for the next 4.5 minutes, they're going to lose this series 3-0.
You know, I think everyone had two teams in their mind, Crusaders and Rogue Dragons. We've wanted to see both excel. They're better teams than their stage one. Oh, Ira.
Excalibur there's going to find Ira. Lars will be able to trade it out, but Marcus is going to fight Crusader. So, 2 more picks come through. Lars and Six is making it work, and they're actually going to make this. They're turning this around. Audacity not able to secure the kill onto Lars. And it just looks like Crusaders got a little bit too big for their britches there, going forward a little bit too hard. The DPS able to flank and find the important picks, and now they are able to stagger the Diva, which allows their teammates to come back. Paradise Tempest is going to be able to secure this first fight.
Lars on Fat Tracer.
Stop calling him that.
He plays like one. He collapses on them, and the DPS do work even down their back.
All right, we see the statue rotation again. Gonna get this long sightline for their Kree. The wall comes up onto Crusader. The eye field comes out. No kills for either side right now, but the eye field advantage is in favor of Crusaders. But now they just used it, and it doesn't save Paper Monk. He will fall to the hands of Sixes on that McCree. Sixes finds another, and this looking to be another fight secured for Paradise Tempest. They just got to keep this up for 3 more minutes.
Audacity's going for these very bold plays. He's going into the hotel for a flash fan. He's playing above his main tank, and I believe Paradise Tempest are realizing this and shutting him down quicker than he can realize it. And that's huge for them.
Window comes out. It's going to force a rotation into Hotel. Paper Monk looking for the Shatter, but doesn't find any. Mark is going to pop that Blizzard. It's looking dangerous, but it's not going to find any kills. Will find the D-Mech, though, but Lars' Death Blossom is good, able to secure some more kills, and Paradise Tempest once again will hold on to this fight.
Paradise Tempest uses 5 ults in that fight. Saves the fight, though, but 3-5 is looking good. It's looking very good for the Crusaders with a 2-minute 30 timeout still for them as they as Marcus gets staggered.
They've got the window, they've got the high noon, they've got the beat. Only one ultimate to speak of on the side of Paradise Tempest, and it's going to be Culture's Diva Bomb. Hasn't seen a huge value out of it yet, but might see it here. It comes out, Ifield's there. Audacity finds 2, but he falls to the Diva Bomb. Beat comes out from Chinote. This is a very scrappy fight, favoring Crusaders right now as they're able to find Lars and Crusader. Rigmanov is going to touch the last second, but it's just him and Ira. There's nothing they can do, and Crusaders might just be able to take this one. Culture there now on the ball. Needs to be able to solve this one out. Sixes needs to make something happen. He has to recall off the point. Blinks back on. Is this it? Is this where Paradise Tempest falls? The Shatter comes out. Gets 2. Lars is on the point, but the Blizzard is there. And that is going to be Crusaders sweeping the heavily favored Paradise Tempest in our first week of Stage 2.
I made a point to it just before the match, but I got cut off by the quick engage. There's been 2 teams that I think everyone's been wanting to see excel because they're better than what they their stage 1, sorry, score might have suggested, and that was Rogue Dragons and Crusaders. Crusaders are proving it now, beating the best team, albeit down a main tank, but that's still the highest seeded team regardless.
Yes, no, definitely a great win here for Crusaders. An excellent match from them. And, we mentioned, Paradise Tempest is down a main tank, but, so are they. Marcus is going to be the main tank for them this stage, and he's on off tank right now. PT Hanley not here, noted as one of the better players for this team, and, they're able to win without him. So Crusaders are making a statement with this match.
Yeah, there's things to be, there's reasons to be excited for Crusaders, a better start than the last stage, obviously.
Not getting reverse swept. It is quite ideal for them.
But let's not take it away from Crusaders. That was very well played. I feel like either having Sparkles on the flex support or having just Audacity and Clutch Caliber pop off, either one of them has just been so huge for them that I feel like they instantly become one of the A-tier, S-tier teams from this.
Yes, and now we will be back with a very an interview with Audacity and Spark from the side of Crusaders here. We gotta take a really quick short break to set that one up, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with this interview after these messages.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Owlet Season 4. For those of you that missed it, Crusaders just knocked off the heavily favored Paradise Tempest 3-0 in their first match for Stage 2. We are joined in the booth now by Spark and Audacity from Crusaders. How are you guys feeling after this win?
Feeling
Pretty good.
damn good, that's for sure.
Pretty good.
All right, well, I'll start you off with an easy one. You know, obviously, you guys finished off Stage 1 with a loss in the semifinals against Paradise Tempest. How did it feel to come back out in Stage 2 and be able to knock them off for your first game?
Spark, you want this one or should I?
I don't care. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, our stage 1 loss in the semi-playoffs, unfortunate, but it really led us into how they operate as a team. And I don't know, we were just trying to do too much to counter them, I think, in the playoffs. And today we just played what we want to play and forced them into us.
Yeah,
So
I feel like that's very true. That you showed us that, playing your own comps, playing your own tempo. You set your own tempo.
Got any questions, Separate?
No, I can't think of anything.
All right, well, I guess I'll take this one off. You know, you guys, I will say it myself. You know, on the Nest this week, I stated that you guys were a gatekeeper team, that you would struggle against teams that were above you in the power rankings, but that you would be much better than anyone who was below you. And now you've proved me wrong. You were able to take down the #1 seed. Do you feel as though you are one of the top teams in this league?
Spark, you want this?
Sure. I just started playing, so yeah, I think we are on top seed. I think we'll do really well this season. So
Fair enough.
Well,
yeah.
I just want to ask, PT Handley is one of your better tanks. How different was the
Shots
match
fired.
without? Yeah, I mean, it's true. How different was the match without PT Handley?
It was a little different, especially because Marcus, kind of stepping on the tank role. He's been playing DPS in stage 1, but we're lucky enough that our 3 tank players are just absolute behemoths. So, it wasn't too different. Hanley could have been used, but Marcus definitely played his ass off tonight. So props to him for that.
Right.
Yeah, no,
those
Marcus, there were
eats.
some very big eats there, especially on Kings Row. Got to give big props to him. My last question for the night is going to be, obviously, we can't highlight every single person on the team right now. We chose you two for the interview, but is there anyone on your team that you want to shout out, give some props to tonight that just played really well and you felt kind of went under the radar?
I want to point out Marcus and Spark for sure, because this is like Spark's, like, what is it, like your first game?
Yeah.
Like in, so
this
yeah.
season, yeah.
Yeah, this season. So I mean,
Yep.
props to you. You played really well. Marcus coming in on tank was huge. Also, Paper was a behemoth. I don't know. I guess I gotta say everyone because we all played well. So
I think Chin, because he knew exactly what target to focus on, and he was just a great team member and just good speeds. So
yeah,
Yeah,
Cheat definitely played really well too.
Yeah.
you could see like on Oasis, Aurelius, whatever that map was. He'd be on the high ground and he'd call for speed boost. You could tell and then you just make these insane engages. So you guys played very, very, very well.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we
Appreciate
came
it,
in
yeah.
with like 2 or 3 scrims this week, so we were a little worried that we were gonna kind of be a little, I guess, like less for wear there, like because we didn't really have a lot of scrim time this week. But obviously, the scrim time we did get in definitely helped out a lot. So
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Congratulations to you two on a very, very nice win to start off your second stage here. That's going to do it for us here at the Owlet tournament. Thank you all for coming out and watching. Special thanks to my co-caster, Sempra. Even though you are trash at color casting, I still love you. Juggle God, thank you for producing, even though it was your first time. And thank you to all the fans who make this all possible. You know, you guys' support is what allows us to keep putting on this league, and we love doing it, so thank you so much. You got any final words for us, Sempra? I'll take that as a no. All right, then that is going to do it for us. Once again, thank you so much for coming out, and we will see you next time.
peace
See
out,
ya.
everybody.
Yes, peace. Have a good night.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days